Hello and welcome. This is Chrisanne. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Today we are going to be making some spooky little ghost pendants, and they're watercolored. So I have 3 examples. I know these are glass cabochons that's over it, so it's hard to kind of see it in the reflection of the camera and all that. And then I have this one. Let me put these down. I have this one. So these I did on black paper. This I did on white watercolor paper, and I gave her like a teeny tiny little bow. It's really kind of hard to see that. It's using the interference mica watercolor paints. They're all the metallic, but these are the interference ones. So let me move these aside. So these are watercolored ghost pendants. So this is the artsy set that I've used before. When you get these metallic sets, you'll see there are some paints that look white, and they're not white. They're like an interference color. You can kind of see it there. So this is like a little bit of a purple. This is like a little bit of a pinky, peachy kind of color. This one's a little bit more of a purpley pinky. This one has just a tinge of orange in it. And one has a little bit of purple and one has a little less purple. So those are sort of my interference colors. And that's what we're working with today. So we have black cardstock. I don't have black watercolor, and I honestly don't know if they make black watercolor. I'm assuming they do. And then I have white watercolor paper. This one is what I used for this. So super hard to see unless you're like right up. I mean, you can kind of see it there. You see the shimmer more than anything, which is kind of perfect for the ghost. And my fingers are filthy because I've been crafting. I have a show in less than a week, and I'm doing my darndest to get ready for this show. So I am not going to be spraying my watercolors down today. Let me just grab the right brush here. I've got a lot of painting projects going on. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to my interference colors. Those are the only ones that I'm using. So those are the only ones that I'm going to put a little bit of water in. So just those. I'm going to let those set just a minute or two. And so I'm using watercolor paper. Watercolor paper has a texture. It has a tooth to it, if you're familiar with it. And then cardstock has nothing, no tooth. It's smooth. At least I'm using a smooth finish black cardstock. So I am just going to, just to make things easier for me, I am just going to cut a strip about 2 inches wide. Get this out of my way. And then I'm just going to do a little tiny strip there. So it's easier. I'm not manipulating all these papers. There. So let's do the white. Well, you know what? Let's do the black one first, because that'll be easier for you to see, actually, now that I think about it. So I have my watercolor brush. I have my paper towel that it's, you can tap off if you have too much paint. I've got a couple projects going on in this cup over here, so there's a couple things going on. So let me just wet this. Let me see which one I'm going to use. Let's use this sort of purpley one. It's really wet. I don't need it that sort of saturated. So I'm just going to take a little bit of water off my brush, just not at the tip, but up here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me erase that. Let me show you what we're working with. So the bales, I have 2 different types, size bales. So I have this size, which is what I did for the white watercolor, this size, so it's a little bit bigger. And then this bag, and both of these are from Temu. There's all different sizes in here. This is the largest. This is sort of the medium, and then there's teeny tiny ones. I'm not using those today. I'll use maybe earrings or something. So I wanted to leave those here so you can see what size are we working with. And both of these have glass cabochons to fit over them. These glass pieces fit right over them. So what I like to do is sort of leave these here so I have a general idea what size ghost am I painting. Am I going to paint something to fit in here? Am I going to paint something to fit in here? Something to fit in here? If you want to just hold the cabochons next to what you're painting, that might work for you as well. That one goes with that one. Okay, brush. Let me grab my brush. Which one was I using? This one. Let me take some of the water off that because this has enough water in it. This is the one with the purple tint again. This has the mica in it, so it's really super shimmery. So I'm just doing an upside down U and then squiggle, 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 squiggle under it. And then I come in and I fill it in. And this is where I heavily saturate it. I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna add more with another color. I know, it looks like I'm mixing the colors, it's okay. I come in, I add to the bottom, add a little bit to the top. This is super sparkly. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry. Make sure you can see it. Let's do some other ones over here with some of these other interference colors. So this one is more of a pinky tinge to it. Leaving space. I'm doing that upside down U. Squiggle, squiggle, squiggle. Just do how it works for you. Super basic, super easy. This is a good one to do with the kids as well. There, easy peasy. Let's come into some of these other colors. Once again, I'm not cleaning off my brush. Keep this one a little bit smaller. You see all that glitters isn't gold, it's mica within my paint. Let's grab that orangey interference one. Keeping this one small as well, ish. You know, they start small and then I kind of fill them in and they get a little bit bigger. So there's that. I'm gonna put these in the sun to dry since I am out on my deck. Just takes a few moments. Now on this one, this is the watercolor. So I'm gonna wanna use something that has a tint to it, like this first one that we used. That interference has a little bit more saturated purple. It's still white looking. Make my U and then make some squiggles, waves underneath. That one has a little bit more of a color to it. So let's just stick with that one. I give enough space that I can cut these apart with the cabochons. bracelets drive me crazy today. Now, the other thing that I'm making sure is, do I have all my little spots painted? Like, I don't want any showing. Do I need to come back in and sort of saturate it with more of the paint? Let me put that over there in the sun, let that dry, clean off my brush. I am done with this, so I am going to close this up. Lots of motorcycles going by today. Goodness, it's noisy. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about while that stuff is drying is my pens. I couldn't find my good pen. So what I did was I took my pens that I had, I rubbed them on a piece of scrap paper, and then I am using the Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. I've been playing around with this for, I don't know, more than a month lately. And I've made a lot of projects with this lately, both on camera and off camera. I'm having fun with this. I think it's a really fun product. Not sponsored. Maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I should tag them and stuff. So what I did was I scribbled each black ink, and then I put a dot of this down, but while I was doing it, the tip, I was scrubbing it like that in the black ink. You can see this one. So this was my EK Success pen, and it's smudged. So I'm like, okay, that's not the one I'm gonna use. This was my Temu pen. That looks a little smudgy to me, so I'm not gonna use that one. This was a pen that I got at the Dollar Tree. It's the Jot Fine Liner. Now, it doesn't say on the pen whether it's waterproof or anything like that. I don't have the packaging. It possibly said it on the packaging, but pretty darn good in my mind. So that's how I test it, because that is the glue that I use to attach the cabochon to the paper and then the whole thing into the bezel. So it's important to know whether this is gonna run, and that's how I did it. So that's a really simple, easy way, and you could tell right away. Like right away that was smudgy, right away that was like no, and right away that was, yeah, that's pretty good. So I was happy with that, because that is how we are going to make the eyeballs on the ghosts. Now these are nowhere near dry. Well, one of them is dry. Nowhere near dry. So I got all of these bezels, all of these pendants at Temu. And what I did was I looked for the ones that came, that came with the glass cabochons. There are some that I have, like these. I have these. These don't have a glass cabochon with it. I'm doing other projects with it. I'm working on one as we speak, and if it comes out, I'll be doing that video shortly. This does not have the little glass top cabochons with it. So look for the ones that do have the glass cabochons, and that was this one. And then this one. So these had those glass pieces with it. So if you're going to do a project like this, if that's important to you, you can get these on Amazon as well. Obviously they'll come to you quicker if you get them on Amazon. Now, these do not have a bail to hang them. So this is something else to pay attention to. These do. This size has the little bail. It's already attached. I don't have to attach anything. I'm going to do a video showing how I do all my finding attachments soon, not today. So that's something else to look for. Does it come with a glass top cabochon? Does it come with the bail already attached to the bezel? Pay attention to all those things, just as an FYI. Those you find out the hard way. If that's something you're looking for and it doesn't have it, you find out the hard way. I mean, I have a package of bails that I can hang anything with bails, that doesn't bother me. But if you don't, pay attention to that. All right, let's see how we are doing. I think one of these is dry. So these three are still wet. This one is mostly dry. Let's cut that one out. Put that back over there. Let me check these ones on the watercolor. Wet, wet, and wet. Okay, let's put them back over there. So we're going to work on just this one. This is mostly dry. Feels dry. Okay, so I'm using a fine tip black marker. Because this is black paper, I'm not going to do a bow. All I do is 2 dots for the eyeballs. That is it. That's all I'm doing. Major, super simple. As you can see, it is sunny right here. I'm just going to let this dry as the eyeballs just for a couple seconds. While I'm doing that, I'm going to be deciding which size, that's too small, and then the next one up I think is this one. Yeah, too small. So we're gonna go with this one. Just making sure it's kind of clean. My fingers are filthy. We'll use that one, and I think it corresponds to this one. Yes, it does. All right, so we'll put that there. We'll put that over there. So how I do this, where's my paper towel? Just get a little piece of paper towel. Whenever I use the Mod Podge Dimensional Magic, I like to get the bubbles out. So what I do is I give it a gentle little twist. Kind of tip it upside down. The first amount that I take out of the bottle, I always put on a scrap paper towel because it always has bubbles in it, as you can see. And I'm going to clean the tip of this off much better than it is. So let's take a little bit of that out. Again, let's grab the cabochon while I keep this still tipped upside down. Do a little swirl on the glass cabochon. There's not much there, just enough. Put it on my little ghosty. Give it a gentle little swirl and a push. Oh darn, the eyeballs weren't quite dry. They ran just a smidge. That's okay. While that's drying, I have some that are already in that stage. So this one is already dried. It already has the cabochon glued to the watercolor image of the ghost. So all I do is I come in and I'm holding my scissors not like this, but like this, to come in at a little slight bit of an angle because I need to make sure this is going to fit in that bezel. So we have that one. That's my scrap bucket. And I also have this one that's been drying as well. So I'm cutting at an angle. Now this one is this one, I think. Yep. And I need to get the one that fits. So let me do that. I have a big show in less than a week. Portland, Maine, it's called the Enlightenment Expo. It's at the Fireside Inn and Suites on the 27th of September. Yep, it's that one. And $5 to get in. 10 to 5. Okay, now for this part, I don't care if there's bubbles in this because nobody's going to see it. I'm simply gluing this down. I don't put the glue all the way around it. I just mostly put it in the middle because it's going to spread out. When I put this down, making sure this is straight, yep, I give that a little press. And frankly, in 10-20 minutes, that will be dry. Let's do the same thing. Just do a little dot. I mean, that's all I'm doing. There, you can see it. Oh, I feel the paper here. I don't like how I cut that. Hold on. This one's tiny. It got away from me. I still don't like that right there. There. Okay, much better. Well, let's put that in. Let's make sure it's straight. Let's give it a nice push. If it comes up the sides, you have too much in it. So there's that one. I don't know. I think it was this one that we just did too. So there's that one. Let me check and see if any of these are dry. And if they're not dry, that black paint kind of runs a little bit, that black marker. This one looks fairly dry. Yep. That one looks pretty good. That one doesn't look too bad either. We'll just do that for now. Grab my marker. Do some little eyeballs. Get it where you can see it. Let's do some eyeballs on this one. That one's not quite dry. Yeah, we're not going to do this one yet. This one's not quite dry. So I'm going to put that one back over there in the sun. We're going to let this dry just for a couple of minutes right here while I pick out my cabochon. Yep, and I'll do this one. Oh, it's windy. All my little ghosts just blew away. That's all right. I have this one. So let's make sure. Of course, I can't tell. My fingers are so filthy. Yeah. And my paper towel blew away. Okay, I have another one over here. Let me just take those little bubbles out. Put a little bit on this. Swim it all around. I just give it a little bit of a wiggle. You see, that one wasn't quite dry yet either. So you know what? I'm gonna rip this off and I'm gonna quickly clean this off. Yeah, these need to dry much, much longer than what I have time for here. This happened in another video. And you can come in with your fingernail and clean some of this off, which I'm not gonna do right now because now I need to paint some new ghosts. But you can do that. You can, well, at least I use my fingernail. So these I let dry considerably longer. Do what I say, don't do what I do. When you have more time than what you do on video, these are what you can make. thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have fun with this project. Give it a lot more time than what I did here, and I think they come out really cute. And I'm going to be putting these on a neck wire as well. I have some like leather cording and some neck wires. I'm going to paint these all over again. And my other ones just blew away, but they're right over there, so I can just grab them. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please check out my website, www.elementalenерgieswithchristiane.com. It's always linked in every video. If you're going to be in Portland, Maine on the 27th of September, pop in and see me. I am the first table on the right. I'm always the first table on the right. Love to see you there. Love to have you pop in and just say hi. It'll be kind of fun. So I am going to be speaking at the event as well. I'm going to be talking about the joys of journaling and all the fun things that you can do with journals. I have a ton of journals that I've been making and bringing, some small ones and some big ones. So thanks so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe this video as well. Take care. Be free.